Hi everyone, Papa here. And for today's episode, I'm hiking the Koko Head Crater Trail on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. Right now I'm at the parking lot that's closest to the trail. And there is Koko Head straight ahead of me. That's a little bit of a hike just to get to the base of Koko Head, where the trail actually begins. Here are some warnings. It's steep. It can be exhausting and physically challenging. Be prepared, watch your step. Stay on the tram line at all times, which the trail itself is an old tram line. I've hiked this trail many times over the years, but we only recently came back to the island, so it's been about 4.5 to 5 years since I was last at Koko Head and hiked the trail. So we'll see what changes there have been since then. Still on a paved sidewalk that leads up to the trail itself. Now here, cutting over onto a dirt path. There are less steep ways to get up that. Now I'm on a road. This road is closed to vehicles. As you can see, several people both heading towards Koko Head and away from it. This trail is relatively short getting to the top of Koko Head, but it's very steep. So it is very physically challenging. In the past, when I've done it, I would keep track. Had a little notebook that I kept track of the dates that I did it and how long it took me to get to the top and back down. At my peak, I could get to the top in about 10 minutes and come back down in about 8 minutes. I am going to come nowhere near those times today, I'm certain. It's been so long, I'm really not in peak Koko Head shape. But still, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the challenge. A fun hike, a challenging hike, and some nice views. Still on the paved road, have not yet made it to the start of the trail. Here's some railroad ties that mark the beginning of the outer part of the trail. Still technically not on the trail itself. Approaching the trail itself now. Looks like they've made a lot of improvements to these railroad ties since I was last here many years ago. So this is it. A look at the Koko Head Crater Trail from the bottom, and we're off. Basically, there are a couple of strategies that you can use to get up this. One is to walk from railroad tie to railroad tie. Another is to be on the side, on the edge marker. And another is to be on the rocks in between each. I'll use all three strategies at various points of this hike. And for today, given that I'm not in peak Koko Head shape, I'm going to go relatively slow and steady most of the way. But it's obvious that these ties have been redone. This trail has been improved quite a bit in the years since I did it last. Yeah. Nothing makes you feel more out of shape than seeing young children go faster than you are. Again, slow and steady. That's the key. You just got to watch your footing. This lower part is steep, but gradual. It's not the steepest part of the trail. That's yet to come. And the reason the signage talked about a tram line, as you can see the tracks, this used to be an old tram line back in the day. If I recall correctly, it was put in as a lookout during World War II. Now it's a recreational trail. Forgive the heavy breathing. It is a workout, but just enjoy the view. You can see to the side of the trail, a little bit of a step down here. So it comes down a good 2 feet on the side. So this is one of those areas where you really need to watch your step. And with the rocks, if the rocks get on the railroad ties and you step on those, that can be slippery. This hike does not get as crowded as some of the other hikes on island. Diamond Head is a good example where it's much more crowded. Koko Head being more of a physical challenge keeps some people away, especially a lot of tourists, visitors to the island may shy away from it. Again, just trying to go slow and steady, pacing myself. It's been so long, I really don't know how well I'm going to do on it, so I don't want to push myself too hard. I really like what they've done with it. Last time I was here, it was in bad shape, disrepair. These are obviously new railroad ties, new border ties. I'm really liking what they've done with it. Just working on controlling my breathing, going slow and steady. Here's some extra ties. Maybe they're still working on the trail. Oh, they have made the bridge off limits. This sign says, unsafe tramline bridge. Stay off the bridge and may collapse without warning, or you may fall. So that's a kind of a open bottom bridge there across a little ravine. That's the way I used to get up. Now I'll take the bypass. I will heed the safety signs, even though I've seen some hikers coming up and down today on the bridge. Better to be safe. Plus this bypass gives you a little bit of a break from the continual steps of the ties. This bypass trail has always been here. So many people take this bypass back in the day, but I would always take the bridge. We'll see where the bypass goes. And there's the bridge itself. Someone going down it. And you see under the bridge about a 20 to 30 foot drop at the deepest point. I'd like to do the bridge, but again, unsafe. Now you can keep going the bypass, but there's also some stairs here. So I'm going to backtrack just a little bit to a safe point to cut off here. Get on the stairs and get back to the main part of the trail. Oh yeah, and here's a hiker coming up across the bridge. As I said, people are using the bridge in spite of the warnings. I'll play it safe this time. Got a concrete embankment on the right. Some people walk up on that for this section. I'm continuing to walk on the ties. Much as I would have liked to go across the bridge, that bypass was a nice little break. It's about 82 degrees, partly sunny today. My heart rate is up, my breathing is up, my sweating is up, and I'm enjoying the hike. Slow and steady is the key. Now that we've passed the bridge, we're getting into the steeper part of the climb. As you can see, it starts going up at a greater incline. A lot of people up ahead resting. I'm going to continue on, slow and steady. I'm in the middle of the ties now, but I'll watch for people coming down. I know in the past when I would come down, I like to go in the middle at a fairly good clip. Not today. I'll go slow and steady for the most part, up and down. Breathing harder now. Still enjoying the new railroad ties. Here comes someone down the middle of the trail. I'll get to the side, give her room to get by. Several people stopped, coming up and down, mostly up. Now starting the steepest part of the climb.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Yes, sir. You're almost there, too.
Thank you. It's worth the climb.
выпрыгнул, да? Что было ускорение так быстро набирается, что в цей момент жестко.
Ты в очках? Не знал, что я парень?
Take a look where we've come from so far. I'll show the full view once I get to the top. Until then, continuing on, slow and steady. Someone coming down. Step to the side, give them room.
Sorry.
Nice pace, nice pace. Keep it up. All right, continuing on. Back to the center. Couple more people coming. They're stopping. I'll continue. Again, look at where I came from. More people going down, coming up. I'll show the full view of the area once I get to the top, which I am almost there. Pushing on, slow and steady. Now, made it to the top of the main section. In a second, I'll go around and really summit. More people going down, coming back up. And now that I'm at the top, I don't stop my timer until I make it all the way up. Come around this way, start to see some of the views. There are several ways to get up to the top. from the top of the trail. Continuing up. Some stones to walk on. Going around looking from the backside down into the crater itself. Can really see the form of the Koko Head crater and the ocean. These stairs are new. Used to be you had to jump up on a platform. Now there are some stairs. And I'm officially at the top. I have peaked. Stop the timer. Let's look all around at the views out into the ocean. Neighborhoods down there. Look around. A little bit of a bay, more housing, up into some mountains. Back around. The crater itself. More ocean beyond that. Looking around. How beautiful is this? And that's a 360 view from the top. And then over here, looking down into Hanama Bay. Been there many times in the past. We'll go again, but not today. That's the trail where I came up. So I came up there and went around to the side. I could have taken a straight shot from the top right there, come through to these steps. I took the long way, and there's another bunker off to my left. Someone's sitting on top of that now. That was a fun hike. I like the challenge. You enjoy the hike, and you can't beat the views. Really didn't have any issues coming up. Not in peak shape, but still I didn't have to stop for long periods of time. Mainly just stopped to let people pass coming down or going up. And in a second I'll head back down. Okay, now that I've had time to admire the views and take a short break, time to head back down. This time I will take a straight shot from the overlook platform down to the top of the trail, being careful on the stones and the loose gravel and sand. Here I am at the top of the trail. To the right is another lookout area as well that people can stop at. And going down, the main thing to be careful of is that slippery, loose sand and gravel. Just have to make sure you have good shoes for hiking and good footing. And I like to dig my foot into the middle of the railroad tie as much as possible, into the middle of the edge, I should say. And when I'm going fast, I like to run in the middle of the rails. This section I'm on now is a new section they've built. They actually cut around down here further. I didn't know they had put in this section of railroad ties that took you all the way up. I went around the way I used to go, so I bypassed this section completely. If I had gone to the left at the top of the old section, it would have brought me to this. So turning and looking at it, so I did not go up this section of ties and rail. I went around the side. That's the way you used to get up there. I didn't realize they had put this section in. So now I'm getting back to the top of the old section. You can see these rails are rusted. You gotta be careful. Now we're back on the original main section of the trail. You just got to watch your footing going down. Thank you. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to find a safe way on your left. Oh, okay, thank you. That works too. I appreciate it. Well, as I did going up, on the way down, I'm just going to go slow and steady. Don't have any fear of the elevation, the heights. Don't want to fall, don't get me wrong, but I have seen some people panicking up here. I've seen people panicking on the bridge that I bypassed. We got in the middle of the bridge and we're afraid to go forward or back. You just got to work through those fears if you're going to do a hike like this. So going down, you just lean back, dig the center of your foot in to the leading edge of the tie. That gives you some good footing. It's not foolproof, but it's the best way I've found to do a trail like this. When it's flat like this, you just got to be careful. They put in some cleats to help you. You can see where the old ties are worn from people digging their foot in, and you can see how steep it is going down. So you definitely don't want to lose your footing here. So I can understand the trepidation that some people feel, especially if they're not accustomed to a climb like this, if they don't have strong legs and or they have a fear of heights, or if they don't have the right footwear. Slow and steady, that's the key. Up and down, slow and steady. In the past, I would run this all the way down. Of course, today I'm carrying a camera, so I don't have both hands free for balance. So I am not inclined, no pun intended, to run or go any faster for the majority of this. Just slow and steady. You folks stay where you are. I'll go around you. I'll find a way around. You're good. You're good. Plenty of room. Thank you. You going up or down?
Down.
Down? Okay, good. Slow and steady. That's the key. You've been up before? It's worth it.
Yeah.
Slow and steady. Get plenty of water. running into packs of people either going up or down. You just have to share the trail. Safely pass each other. Don't take any chances. This trail can be done if you treat it with respect, if you're in shape, go slow and steady, have the proper footwear, don't take any unnecessary risks, and it can be done. I've seen people of all ages, from children to the elderly, which I do not yet consider myself in that latter category. Still on the steeper part of the trail. It'll level off here in a bit when we get closer to the bridge. In the meantime, you can see this hiker ahead of me doing the sideways foot method. That's another way of doing it. Going sideways, I like to go straight, dig the center of my foot in, but the way she's doing it is another valid way of doing it. You're fine. Don't move on my account. I'll find a way around you. Oh, you were good. Thank you. You're doing a great job. I love your technique. Good job. Again, you need to be in shape. Listen to your body. Don't overextend yourself on any hike. Whether it be something as strenuous as Koko Head, something less strenuous like Diamond Head, or the Manoa Falls Trail, or any one of hundreds of trails, especially here in Hawaii and elsewhere, wherever it is that you find yourself, and go for a hike. Make sure you're in shape for it. Make sure you're prepared for it. Make sure you're dressed for it. All right, I am going to brave the bridge. If I find ties that are suspect, I'll avoid them. I don't have any concerns about the height or the drop down there, as you might be able to see through the ties. I've seen people crawl on this bridge. That person I just passed was kind of guerrilla crawling. Again, I'm going slow and steady. Not taking any chances other than going on the bridge itself. That is taking a risk, but it was a calculated risk and I didn't have any issues. And now I'm off the steepest part of the trail. Of course, you still have to be cautious. I've seen people slip and fall even on this part of the trail. There's some railroad ties that are worn away, rotted out in the middle. Those are a tripping hazard. Still slow and steady, but picking up the pace a little bit now that I'm off the steepest part of the trail. Picking up the pace some more. If I happen to slip and fall, I'm not going to go tumbling down dozens of feet at this point. Still don't want to slip and fall, but if it were to happen, it wouldn't be as dangerous in this part of the trail. Still have to watch out for the slippery rocks. Man after my own heart, going at a pretty good clip. And as it gets less steep, I'm more willing to pick up the pace myself. It is going to get a little steeper here for a short section coming up. But again, still going relatively slow and steady compared to the pace I might otherwise set for myself. Still being cautious. Avoiding slips and falls. There are many tripping hazards and slipping hazards on this trail. Got to be mindful of other hikers. I'll go to the left. More rocks on the ties here. Just have to be careful. More people coming up to the top, coming up the trail in the center. So I'll stay to the left here, slowing down a little, since I don't have the leading edge of the ties to dig my foot into. Don't want to take any unnecessary risks. And now back to the center, where I can pick up the pace a little bit more. And moving. Oh, thank you. He's going to move out of his way, but he moved out of my way. Really starting to level off here. A few little dips and rises until you get to the bottom, but mostly starting to get level. It's a nice sunny day, getting towards the end of January. Again, temperature is around 82 degrees. It was partly sunny, become mostly sunny now. It's not peak tourist season at the moment. There are tens or a few dozen hikers as opposed to hundreds of hikers that you might find, say, on Diamond Head. Last few railroad ties coming down to the base of the trail. Turning and looking back up. That is the Koko Head Crater Trail that I just hiked all the way up to the top and back down again. This is where I picked up the main part of the trail, but it's not the end. I'll go ahead and continue on back down to the parking lot. Finish things off. Obviously, even that section I just did and this section ahead can be considered part of the hike. Technically, you're hiking or walking from wherever you park. But I like to consider the bottom of the railroad ties, the base there, the official start and finish. But for purposes of this video, I'll continue on to the parking lot where I started the video. Not breathing as hard now. Coming down, you really have a chance to catch your breath. Get the breathing under control. I was breathing pretty heavily going up. It's quite a climb. I don't care what shape you're in, you're gonna breathe heavy going up and possibly coming down, depending on what kind of shape you're in or what speed you're going. Right now, my breathing and heart rate have returned to normal. I am still sweating quite a bit. There's a light breeze that feels good. I'm enjoying it. See some more people heading up to the trail. Continuing on this paved road. You could follow the paved road all the way up and then turn right past a chain that keeps vehicles from coming here, but I'm going back on the sidewalk I came in on. Not going down the steepest part of this cutaway, going through this part that's been cut out. This isn't where I came through. This is not as steep a cutout here. So let's take a look back at the Koko Head Crater Trail. So if you find yourself in Hawaii on the island of Oahu, you're up for the challenge, I certainly encourage you to give it a try. So that was my hike of the Koko Head Crater Trail. Thanks as always for supporting us. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Goodbye everyone.